Hey guys, welcome to Excel tutorial channel again and another episode of text functions and formulas in Excel. So in this video we're gonna compare two vital function which we use to replace certain data, which is substitute function and replace function. So we get a lot of complaints from my users, subscribers, that when to use substitute function and when to use the replace function. So in this video we're gonna cover that specifically. So answer is very straightforward. If you know the text to be replaced, use the substitute function, and if you know the position of the text to be replaced, then use this replace function. And we're gonna cover each function in very detail, and we're gonna understand each and every argument of the same. So if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do it, because in the upcoming days we're gonna cover so much about Excel and each formula, each functionality like pivot table, charts, power query, etc. in Excel. So let's get started. So this is the demo data here we have, and this is very straightforward. As you can see, we have full name, the list of names here, and subject code here, and you can see the pattern like MEG is a 3 character and 101 is a number character, and the center code TXUS, which is you can evaluate as a Texas US, United States. And we have also the marks, which is very messed up here, which is the maths 90 and English 90. So in the first part we're gonna use substitute function. So let's imagine in this video, like your coordinator comes on and it says the marks of chemic in English is 80 not 90, and you need to correct that. And to correct that we can use two functions here, okay? And to correct that, what does that mean? That means we need to replace 90 here with the 80, and you can do that manually, right? Who cares about the complex formulas, right? But if you have a loads of entries like that and you want to replace such entries in one go, then there you need to do the smart way, which is the formula way. And here we can use two things here. First, let me describe how you can do that easily with the help of substitute function. We have substitute function here, and we have three argument here, and the fourth one, instance number, will be covered here, and I will tell you that thing later. Okay, so in the text we have selected this and old, so we have 90, new text to be replaced 80. So here comes the tricky part, and it will replace both the numbers as 80. Why? Because we haven't described the occurrence you want to replace, okay? And that's where this fourth argument comes in. So it says the instance number. What is the instance number? This fourth argument specifies which occurrence you want to replace. So which occurrence we want to replace is second one. So it will ignore the first 90 and it will change only the second 90 here. So to do that, let's add the optional argument here with the 2, which is the second occurrence of 90 to be replaced with the 80. And if we enter that, so you find your answer, which is maths 90 and English 80. So that's how you use substitute function to replace certain data in your worksheet. So it's as simple as that, and we have covered like this. So, and in the same way we can also do that with the help of replace function. But to the replace function we need to find the position of second 90, and to find the position of second 90 we need to calculate that manually, which will take the loads of time here. Like maths has the 6 characters here, 7 will be the space, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, and 23rd is a selection. Let's see if we have calculated correctly. So if we enter the replace function here, so replace function, what it says, the replaces part of a text string with a different text strings, okay? And if we just look at the arguments here, which is the old text, starting number, and number characters, and new text here, okay? So for the old text part here we need to select the cell number, and starting number will be the 23rd if we guessed it correctly, and we will rectify if it's wrong, so it's no worries about that. And the number of characters is 2, okay? So we have only 90, which is 2 characters, and we want to replace it with the 80, okay? So let's see if we are corrected or not. And no, we have just added the 80 part which is the 980. Okay, so we need to add the 22 here. Let's see. Oh yes, so it was the 22nd position which we wanted to replace. So that's how you can replace such stuff here. So you can find the difference between the both function here, right? The substitute and replace function. Now we will polish our formula skills of these particular functions with more examples. So in the next example we have here the subject code, right? And with the subject code we have mag101, egm201, and we don't need these numbers. Okay, and to replace that with the nothing, you can use the replace function. So here comes the replace function, which comes very handy, and let's see how you can do that. So here we have replace function. Old text is this. Okay, and the starting number will be the fourth one, and the number of characters we want to replace is 3. We don't want 101 here, and the new character will be nothing, quote unquote nothing, and here we replace this. Let's type the header here, subject, without any code. So we have this, and we apply it to all, so we get all the 3 elements codes of that particular subject. And one more thing, if you want to add something to it, you can also do the same. Okay, like if you want to add in place of these 3 characters, if you want to add something, you can also do that. Okay, and if you let's say the class number. Okay, let's say class is 10th, so we add like this, and if we enter, so we get the mag, which is the subject code, and the class is here, and if we apply to all, it will do the same. Now you may have known by now how to use these particular function, right? Let's do one more example here. So if you want to stop, you can stop when I say stop the video. Okay, and do it yourself so that you can practice with me. So in the next part, what we're gonna do is we're gonna extract only the country from this. Okay, let me rephrase that. We just want to extract the country code from this, and we don't want TX, which is the Texas, obviously, UT, and New York, which is the NY, and we don't want to use TX and hyphen, and we just want to extract only the country code here. Let's put the header here, country code, and this is your assignment. You have to pause the video right now and use the replace function to only state the country code here using this particular cell. So let's go to the solution. So here we will enter the replace. So old text will be this particular cell and starting number. Okay, so we just want to eradicate TX and hyphen, right? And to eradicate this patch, we need to select these 3 and replace it with empty string. So the starting number will be 1, the number of characters will be 3 because we have TX and hyphen, and we want to replace it with nothing. So here we got the country code here, which is the US. Hope you get the point how to use replace function. Replace comes very handy, and substitute is not that practical in my sense, but if you need to just replace some text string from particular cell like we did here, you can use the substitute. But if you want to replace, like, or if you want to extract or replace some position of the text, you can use replace function. Hope you find a difference between the two, right? Let me rephrase that again. If you know the text to be replaced, use the substitute. If you know the position of text to be placed, then replace function. So position will be the replace. If you want to text to be replaced, then you can use the substitute function. Hope you understand by now. So that's the difference between the substitute and replace function. Here comes the bonus part. So we have worked the smarter way here, but there's also a smartest way here. If you haven't watched the find and select option video, you can watch it in my channel so you can know what I'm going to explain here. So this is the bonus part of the video, and in this video we're gonna use the find and select to replace such values, which is the smartest way and within the click of the button. Let me tell you how. So here we have this TX and US here, and we want to replace the US with the USA, CA with the Canada. Okay, and to do that we can use the either use the replace function, okay, and replace function and put the position and number of characters to be replaced, and then input your USA or Canada. But if you want to do it smartest way, if you want to be smartest Excel kid, then you can use the find and select option. So how you gonna do that? You just need to go to the home here, and here under the editing ribbon here you get the find and select, and here catch the replace option here. So here we have selected this particular range and find what we're gonna find. Make sure to check the replace tab here, not find tab. So find what we need to find is, and replace it with what, USA. So it says the replace all, replace. So yes, we want to replace all, so it will replace all the USA which is mentioned in our worksheet. So that's the smartest way to do here. And for the Canada part, and you can also do the same with the help of the same replace, and replace what, Canada, and replace all, and you can see it will replace all the CA option to the Canada. And you can also explore this options also, which is like within sheet or workbook, you know, if you have the if you want to replace USA in all your workbook in you have opened right now, you can also do that with the help of this. This comes very handy if you have loads of entries in your workbook and you want to replace that, and your boss gets angry that he want to replace those abbreviation with the full country name, right? And you can do that easily, and it takes just a second. By search, you can also search by columns, by rows, and look in formulas. If you have some specific, you can look in formulas, okay. And match case, if you have case sensitive stuff, you can match the case, and match entire cell contents, okay. You can also match the entire cell contents. So wherever you get the USA, it will get replaced with the USA. So hope you find this video helpful, and also the bonus part of this video, which is the find and select option in Excel. So if you have find this useful, click the like button. If you want to share this with your colleagues, then you can also do that by clicking on the share, and you can also subscribe to our channel to watch more such videos. See you in the next video. Until then, bye bye.